Hey YouTube, it's Keith here from Boardgames. I was working on something last night, and I was working on some speedrun content, and the game I was playing kept crashing, and it was really frustrating. So what I was doing was thinking about what kind of other stuff I could be speedrunning, right? And I was like, hang on a minute, I can run Board Game Arena on my computer, so I could technically be speedrunning board games. So I'm like, okay, but then speedrunning board games would require I would need to find another person that would be able to either do that with me, and then I could have like a co-op game, or like beat a certain amount of opponents in a game in a particular time frame. But then I'm stuck waiting on their thinking time and stuff like that. And then I was like, hang on a minute, what about solo board games? And then I had the really cool idea that I'm going to try and speedrun Pandemic. Now, I've played Pandemic less than 10 times in my entire life, and I really don't like it. All of my cooperative experiences of the game have been average at best. And then on Board Game Arena, I tried the solo mode, and I actually really liked the solo mode. It doesn't let you pick what your characters are, it kind of randomly assigns them, and then a whole bunch of stuff kind of happens to you. And I played it a few times, and I was like, okay, this is actually kind of viable. I could potentially be speedrunning this on stream. And then something happened in one of my test games where I won the game in 6 minutes. Now, that's kind of insane to me, that I was so front in front of the game that I was passing turns, waiting to draw cards to end. And now I didn't record that because it was a practice. But what I do have is the replay feature. And in the replay feature, we're going to go through the different moves that I did, and then afterwards we're going to look at the logs so you can see like the exact time that the moves took. But this is potentially like a world record speed run of Pandemic. It's 6 minutes. It was like 6 minutes 35. So I'm gonna walk you through what happened. We can have a look at it. So this is how it starts out. You get randomly assigned 2 characters, and then it does the initial diseases, right? Which are kind of all over the place, mostly in this little black-red region. So I basically have to click through individually. It doesn't play like a video, unfortunately, so you can't line up the timing with how it went. But I was just like, I'm just going to treat some stuff. I'm kind of wondering, right? I really didn't know what I was doing, but I was trying to click through stuff pretty quickly and like tackle some of the immediate stuff. Now, there's not a lot happening, right? I get to build my research center. I get to wander around, and I'm just trying to take stuff so I don't have outbreaks, right? And you can kind of see that I've collected. So the scientist, who only needs 4 to cure a disease, had 3 yellow and 3 black for a lot of it. So I'm like, wow, I can like get there pretty quickly, right? And so I'm just kind of moving around, making sure that I can actually not have that many outbreaks. We have our first epidemic. It comes back, and a lot of stuff goes into the blank. What? Go away. And then I build the research center, which meant that I could go to the other one and then zip across to the thing. And like towards the end, there's some like really, really lucky things that happened that I think are important for the time that I got, right? I hit my second epidemic, which wasn't really that scary. It didn't really blow up anywhere that I was worried about, right? Second outbreak, kind of all over. This is where I'm panicking, right? I haven't played Pandemic that many times. I see this many cubes come down and I'm freaking out, right? But I've got yellow ready to cure and black only needs 1, right? And then blue is pretty close. So, and then I get the event. I get forecast, right? Now, forecast is fantastic because forecast means that I can move all of the stuff so that I'm guaranteed not going to have an outbreak And I don't know if it'll actually show you how it doesn't. What I did was I put all the red stuff and the blue stuff at the top and moved the black stuff to the bottom. Now, the contingency planner can pick up the forecast and do that again. Oh, here we go. You can actually see in the log on the bottom right, which is currently covered by my camera, what they were. And there we go. And then I cured yellow because I had all the yellow cards on the scientist. And so now I'm like waiting to get black, and then he's really, really close to blue. And so I pick up the forecast. I don't think I used straight away. I didn't. Okay. And so now I have all the blue cards that I need to cure blue. And I'm holding on to forecast like the whole time. Okay, and then this is where I pass the black card over so that I can cure black. Right? I cure black. I'm now 50% complete. And then I use forecast again so that I don't have another outbreak. But I'm at 1 out of 7 outbreaks. I have so much time here. And then you can see here, I've gone blue at the top, don't really care. Yellow, red, red, black, black. Because black's the only one that I'm really worried about because I haven't done anything about clearing it. And there's 2 things. Because if one of these hit, then they'll burst into the nearby ones. Even though SM will technically blow up. And then I draw this, which is 1 quiet night. Now, 1 quiet night means there's nothing happens. There's no cubes that come out, right? Now, I realize that I can 1 quiet night and then pick it up again with the contingency planner and 1 quiet night again. So I'm like, okay, I can now cure blue because I have all the blue cards. So I do that. And then I'm now 3 out of 4. But I have 2 out of the 4 red cards that I need for the scientist. So I'm like, I don't need to do anything here. I can just sit there and draw cards. I'm passing actions, waiting for the scientist to draw cards. Like you can see over here, scientist passes. Contingency planner passes. And then I get 3 out of 4 in the scientist. I'm like, okay, we're pretty close now. Because like if I rolled Mumbai here, that's 3 outbreaks, and I go like directly to 5, you know. So I actually like undid something and I had to come back and do it again. And I play 1 quiet night, and I pick up 1 quiet night again, right? So I'm like, okay, I get a free turn. I'm just waiting to draw a red card on the scientist. There you go. Scientist pass. Oh no, it's a new epidemic, but I have the 4 red cards. So I don't really care. It's fine. Mexico City gets 3 things, but it doesn't matter. And then, what is that? And then, oh, it was the wrong person's turn. Yeah, so I drew the cards, and then I just basically had to get back to the scientist's turn. So I'm like, I pass the contingency planner, nothing explodes in that period of time, and then I cure, and that's it. That was like so fast. And towards the end, I'm like, I'm doing nothing. I'm just standing still, waiting to draw cards, you know, which is insane. So I'm gonna come back here. This is probably gonna get cut. Now, view my profile. I just had this somewhere. It wasn't that. Was it this? Yeah. View game replay. Okay, here's the log. So now if you have a look here, it starts, I'll write this down, 3:43:05. Yes, I was playing this game at 4 AM. And we have like our first move. This is the initial infections and stuff like that. And this is like my entire move set listed, right? The entire log. So we come down, everything kind of happens. You scroll right down to the bottom. That's the first forecast, second forecast, one quiet night, second one quiet night. Scientist discovers a cure, end of game victory at 3:49:46, which is 6 minutes and 39 seconds. 6 minutes and 39 seconds. What I am assuming is the world record speedrun for Pandemic. Now with video evidence and the logs to prove it. So in doing this, I was like, yeah, this is going to be a fun game to speedrun. I'm not very good at it. It'll be partly, I still don't know what half the characters do. It'll be partly me learning what the different characters do. I'll be learning more about the game, and speedrunning a board game would be really cool, right? And then I made the mistake of getting a score that I don't think I could ever beat. I don't think that I would ever get that lucky again. I had like 2 back-to-back losses right before this, you know? But I think that is a super interesting proof of concept, right? That now I'm challenged to go and find other board games on stuff like Board Game Arena where I can go and try and speedrun, and I can go and try and find something like this where I can actually set a score. I can actually try and beat a score, you know? But yeah, this was something interesting. I hope this gives you guys some cool ideas. I hope this makes you think about the crossover between the video game culture and board game culture and what kind of stuff that they could provide each other, I guess. I don't know. So thanks for hanging out. I hope this made you think about some cool stuff. I'm hoping to make some more videos, and I've been live streaming a lot recently, so I'll have a link for that in the description. Make sure you come check us out. Hit that subscribe button. I know this channel's been a bit quiet, but I'd love to have you hanging out in the future.